Hello all you beautiful people out there, what is going on? This is your friend Britik coming just fast with another Predecessor video, and today we are going to be talking about all the new stuff and videos that Predecessor and Omada Studios have been showing us for the last couple of months. Just recapping everything for those of you who have been out of the loop. It has been a slow drip, so I've been waiting for some stuff to build up so we can all just put it into this comprehensive video. So if you do appreciate that, it took me a while to gather all these clips and put them together. I'd really appreciate a like from you guys, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So you're gonna see a bunch of clips from a bunch of characters here scrolling through as I am talking to you guys. The newest characters that are shown off here are the Fae, Rampage, and Richter. So those are three new characters that we have never played before in any of the playtests that Predecessor has hosted. And of course, if you guys weren't here for the last playtest, they also added Kalari back there. So you're going to see Kalari. They also added Howitzer. So you're going to see some Howitzer gameplay. And there's a few things that I want to note in these clips for you guys that you might have missed, and talk about Predecessor in general and how soon are we going to be able to play this kind of stuff and just what's going on. It's been a while, so we'll just recap a little bit. So their last closed test was in the last quarter of previous year, so it's been quite a few months now since that one occurred. Of course, if you guys were here around that time, you'd remember that it was pretty much a big fail. Everyone kind of agreed on that. They couldn't really get their back end working with the servers as they intended, so they had to scrap their test basically for the rest of the weekend. They weren't really able to get their feet off the ground, and a lot of people were disappointed about that. So this is kind of like their final, big comeback story here, and so they're really taking their time with this one, showing off their gameplay that they're testing every single day behind the scenes to make it absolutely perfect for the next time around. And like I said last time, they were really excited to show off Kalari and Howitzer, which we barely got to play because of all that stuff. Drongo was in there too. I think I forgot to mention that. Drongo, I think, was around that time one of the newer characters as well to the roster, so you'll see Drongo a little bit in these clips as well. Anyways, so they really didn't get the chance they wanted to show off their game and really test it to the limit as they were planning on doing so. So with the next one, they're going to introduce Rampage, Fae, and Richter, just to kind of give us some new stuff along the way, which is really cool. I really appreciate them doing that. They could have just said, all right, we're just going to redo what we wanted to do, and that would kind of slow things down even more. But instead, they keep working on more characters on the side, because again, it wasn't really a character or an animation issue or a fluidity issue. It was really that back-end server issue that they were dealing with. So as you guys see here, the effects, the animations, they're all really crisp. They're all really clean. We'll have to wait and see how it feels in game, but I absolutely love the way Rampage splashes the water around him when he slams the ground. I absolutely love the physics of Richter's chains as he's hooking Gideon from the side. You can slow it down and see how Gideon is just absolutely getting torn to the side there when he gets hooked from the middle lane. It's just really great. I really appreciate the attention to detail. I can really tell they took their time to make every single thing perfect. So the animation team, they're really using that physics engine the way it's supposed to be used, and it's looking really close to the way Paragon looked back in the day as well. So kudos to the team for keeping it up, and I'm really excited to try it out and test it all out. So when can we test it all out? When can we try it out? When's it coming to PlayStation 5? These are all really big questions that people have. Some people are still waiting for it on PS4. These are things that we just don't know exactly the date and time of when these things will happen. But since Nabori was added to the Omada Studios roster back on the 1st of February as the community manager, he started posting these clips and teasers. Omada Studios has been getting more and more involved with the community, asking questions, really ramping up what seems to be some sort of, I don't want to say it's a marketing campaign, but really trying to get people to poke their heads out of the ground and say, hey, look, we're here and we're working and we've got something to show you sometime really soon. TM. We love that word, soon. We love it. We've heard it for multiple years now, especially if you've been following this channel closely, and it's gotten to the point where it's a little redundant. That's kind of why I've been holding out on videos. I've uploaded like one video a month at this point, just because I'm kind of tired of beating the dead horse. So I hope you guys can appreciate that. But Anyway, the thing here is that because of this rampant showcase of these new characters, and because they've been testing every single day, and really initially there wasn't really much broken with the map itself or the system itself that I could notice. It was mainly that back end issue. So at the end of the day, they really can launch it, I'm sure, at least in another closed test window, the way they've been doing it in the past. They probably can launch it within the month if they wanted to. This is just my educated guess here, okay? I know basically nothing about video game design. I want to say I know -2% about video game design, and so this is really just a hunch, but I'd say either in March or April, it wouldn't surprise me to see another closed alpha or a closed beta test, however they decide to call it. Especially with April 26th coming around. For those of you who know, that is the date when Paragon shut down. It's going to be the 4-year death anniversary, basically. I know it's already been 4 years, which is kind of crazy. So we might see something big on that date. We might see something big leading up to that date. We might see a chain of events, which would actually be massive if they do that. A chain of events, right? Like if they do a teaser this one day, and then they do a closed test another day, and then they do an open weekend the next week, you know, just kind of back to back to back combo punches. That would really knock things out of the park, I think, if they have something like that crazy planned. I don't know, but things are moving along, things are progressing. You obviously see these new characters, you see their animations are crisp, you see their interaction with the map, and everyone else is working really hard on the sidelines and in the back as well. So big props to Omega Studios for keeping going and keep making moves, even though they have had these setbacks. I'm still looking forward to seeing what we can expect in these next few months. I think a lot of people have been itching to see more. That is obviously the case. In terms of PlayStation, that is going to come later. As we keep reminding everyone, that is going to come later because you need to make sure that it runs well on PC first. And if it runs well on PC first, then the port itself wouldn't be that difficult. You just flesh it over, iron out the bugs that would be on console specifically, because, you know, if you take a half-baked product, move it somewhere else, then it becomes quarter-baked. That makes it even harder. So they just want to make sure that everything's absolutely perfect and flawless on PC before they move it over to PlayStation. So that's going to take a while. And yeah, anyway, they began this development, man, like multiple years ago. I already forget. I haven't really checked when my first videos on Predecessor were, but I want to say that they started development pretty soon after the fall of Paragon. If not in late 2018, then it was early 2019. So if we're gonna, you know, take the later date, they've already been in development for about 3 years at this point, which is pretty typical for video game development. The average is about 5 years. So in about 2 years, you would expect them to have this be a fully complete launch game, and I'm sure they're aware of that timeline as well. But for the time being, we kind of just have to make do with what we have and keep coming back to it, and keep updating you guys on what's going on, because, you know, that's kind of what I do here. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy that. If you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that notification bell so you guys can be notified when I go live with my monthly videos at this point, unless we start getting more news consistently. I also stream on Twitch once in a while also, until we get some more news consistently, but you guys can follow me on there as well. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, watching this video, and as always, make sure you have a wonderful day. Peace.
The old words, they bring me back.